Hey readers, it's Andrea, and I'm going to try something new today and actually do clips as I talk through my book, so I'm not just doing like one continuous thing, and so that I can kind of grab my thoughts together. And now I'm going to do a clip in between my intro and the first book because I forgot to put my AirPods in, so the sound quality should change up a little bit, not like crazy. If you hear any noises, my mom is meal prepping in the other room. My closet then connects to the kitchen, so you might hear that. And the wind is blowing, and so that might create a nice little background, but there are some noises going on today, so I apologize if that's a little bit distracting, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm here today, in case you didn't see the title for whatever reason, I'm here today to talk about my current TBR. I usually don't have a TBR, but I've started to read like one book at a time and kind of like am trying to set more goals for myself than just the yearly reading goal. So I have 5 books today. One is technically a current read, but I just started it this afternoon, so it is on my current TBR. And there are basically goals from about now to beginning or mid-July. And then after July, I'll probably start doing a monthly TBR, and hopefully I can get this on the channel, up on my channel, as well as my usual wrap-ups. So yeah, I don't think I have any more to say. Stick around to the outro and for a little update, and I hope you enjoy. Hello. Just trying this clip thing. I don't know why I said hello again. So the first book on my current TBR is The Uniting Gil by Kristen Hanna. As you can see, I just started it today. My goal is to read 5 chapters a day, which is what I did with my most recent completed reads. So this is a adult historical fiction that kind of shows World War II from the woman's war, the female's point of view when she's home as her husband is at war, and follows 2 sisters in France as they're kind of struggling with this and as they reconnect after years gone by. So this book I am actually borrowing from a cousin. I had borrowed Emergency Contact from her, and so this is the second book that she had let me borrow. I didn't know what she was going to give me, and I really like historical fiction, honestly, and I also like books that talk about war or talk about other bigger social issues. So I'm kind of excited to read this. I'm not a big fan of reading things set in France, but I think that'll give me a little bit different perspective, and it will definitely be interesting. So yeah, this is the first one. Again, I'm excited for it. Lengthwise, it has some extra stuff in the back, so kind of forgetting about that in the acknowledgements. It is 564 pages in paperback, so it's kind of hefty. I don't know how long it'll take me to get through this. I'm hoping with like the 5 chapters a day rule, it'll go by a little bit quicker, but I just guess we'll wait and see. Okay, so the next book on my current TBR is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by who? We don't know her. If you don't know the current drama that's going on right now, the current author of Harry Potter is getting in a lot of like drama and a lot of, oh my god, what's the word? It's not drama. I don't want to say like in trouble, but you know, she said a lot of discriminatory things about trans people, and we don't support that around here. So the big joke is that no one really wrote Harry Potter, but this is the this is the 6th book in the Harry Potter series. I probably could have started this a while ago. I think I just started chapter 1 and didn't really get into it. I have been reading Harry Potter for a long time. This is my first read through. I've never read it, never seen the movies. If you didn't know, if you haven't seen any of my other videos. And I am borrowing the books. Most of the books, I had 1 and 2, 3 and 4 I got from the library, and 5 and 6, and technically 7, although I now own 7, as you can see here. I'm borrowing from my grandmother, thank you, plus the movies, and so, yeah, I'm just kind of continuing on with it. If you don't know anything about Harry Potter, it's about this boy named Harry who gets sent to the wizarding world and goes to a school called Hogwarts for wizards, and there's just a lot of adventure. There's this guy named Voldemort, you know who, thou who shall not be named, who wants to kill Harry, and it's just kind of going through all of that. I believe it kind of starts off as middle grade and then it goes into YA, so I'm kind of at that part now, and it gets darker as you go along. I'm honestly enjoying it. I wouldn't say it's a favorite of mine, although I am a proud Ravenclaw and I will stand by that, and the movies are really good. It's not one of my favorite series, but I am excited to continue on with it and finish it up. The next book on my TBR is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I was supposed to have read this book for Honors English way back in the day, and then I ended up not joining Honors English because I didn't want the stress of it, and we thought we were moving and all of this stuff. So I bought it again, or had it. Did I buy this? I definitely gave my book back. I don't remember where this one came from. But I didn't really like it when I first started it, and I'm just excited to get into it again. Obviously it takes place in Brooklyn, New York, and it is about, I believe, an Irish family, but I could be wrong with that, or about that, excuse me. I thought that they had talked about them coming, like, they're not immigrants themselves, but they kind of, like, came out of that. Anyways, it follows the slums of Brooklyn from 1902 to 1919 and this little girl named Francie, and kind of just her experiences and what it was like back then. So it's just another historical fiction book. I don't want to say it's like adult or anything. It just says fiction on the back. Sometimes they'll tell you like adult fiction or young adult fiction, but this one just says fiction. So I'm assuming that means adult fiction, but I could be wrong. Yeah, there's not much more to say about this. Again, it's a historical fiction book that kind of talks about some important issues, so it's everything that I would want. And, oh, I didn't say how long Harry Potter was, so I'll get back into that with this. This book, excluding the extra stuff in the back, looks to be 493 pages. So again, we're picking up some hefty books, so I don't really know when I'm going to finish all of these, but I'm hoping to finish a book a week, maybe, but I think that is kind of optimistic, so I guess we'll see. And just continuing on, I meant to, like, stop the clip. Cut the cameras. The next book on my current TBR is Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman. I don't know why it really, like, felt the need to put that. I always think that there's actually two authors for this and there aren't. I believe that this book also came from my grandmother. She has always been a huge Stephen King fan. And so when she was getting rid of her big haul, I got some of her books, and I believe just based off the fact that this is hardcover and a little tear in the corner, because some of, like, she always took care of her books, but in storage, I think that they just got kind of messed up. You know, I'm assuming this is one of hers. I don't have, like, anything that really confirms that is the word I'm looking for. But continuing on to the actual book, I have read Carrie Cujo and Christine most recently, so I'm on a Stephen King kick. I'm on a horror kick. Is it supposed to rain? Is it thunder? That's my mother in the kitchen. Okay, never mind. If you don't know, Stephen King is a horror writer, so this is an adult horror book, and it follows Richard Bachman. I don't really know that much about this. I haven't seen the movie or really heard much about it. I believe he just kind of continuously loses weight and can eat whatever he wants, and at first he's kind of happy and then he's like getting scared. I don't really know much about this book, honestly. I read the summary and that's all I really gathered from it. So I'm kind of excited for this. It isn't really that long. The page count on this one, I don't know if there's nothing extra in it, is 318 pages, but the print is not tiny or anything, and there's a coupon. Y'all saw that. There's a coupon that was stuck in my book. If I didn't already have an assigned bookmark for this, I'd use this. Setting that down, and continuing on, I just completely lost my train of thought. Anyways, again, I'm excited for this. I have enjoyed Stephen King's other books. I'm a big fan of the movies, and I recognize, you know, the problematic things in the books, the way he talks about and describes women. I know it has a lot of problematic things. I haven't read it, so I'm just talking off of what I've heard, so I don't really have a huge opinion on it, but I think that as long as I can recognize the flaws in that, I still enjoy his writing, I enjoy the stories, and if I can recognize the flaws, then that's all that matters. The last book on my current TBR is another huge book, Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. It is the second book in the Dark Artifices series. If you have not seen my channel before, I'm a huge fan of Cassandra Clare. All of these books stopping here are all my Cassandra Clare books, and I am doing a huge reread / now reading some of her more current works, and this is part of that. A few months ago I read Lady Midnight, and just never picked up the second book. I'm gonna cough, excuse me. Okay, be good. I don't have COVID. I'm not sick. It's allergy season. If you have allergies, you know how bad I'm suffering right now, even with my allergy pill. But anyways, basically, Cassandra Clare's books are a young adult fantasy series, and they follow the world of Shadowhunters, who are a race of people. They're like a whole, kind of like fairies and warlocks and werewolves and vampires who are also in this. You have Shadowhunters who fight demons in order to protect humanity. And that is the basis of it. Without getting too complicated, if I was talking about the Mortal Instruments series, which is her first series, I'd go a little bit more in depth, but it gets more complicated the longer you go in, so I recommend looking it up. Looking up her books, looking up her series to get a deeper description than that. And I can link below her official website if you're interested and are too lazy to find the link, because I know I always am. So, saying that, let's see what the page count is for this. Ooh, this is still stiff. I think I half read this and then I just never finished it. And I believe this book goes to 699 pages. So I think this is the one that is the most optimistic to get done, especially because I kind of go in and out of really wanting to like plow through her books and not being that interested. And I've really only been interested in like historical fiction books or books that have like a strong like social message and talk about social issues or political issues, and horror. That's all I've been wanting to read. So I think that Harry Potter and this is going to be kind of a struggle to get through, but we will see. So I'm not going to cut this clip just because I have no reason to. But I thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was kind of a short video, but I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be something, you know, easy, something nice and simple to watch. I hope everyone is doing well. My social media is all linked down below. I have a Snapchat, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads for you to check out. And a lot of times I do more tarot stuff because I'm doing tarot readings on my YouTube channel now and on my socials. So it isn't all book content. Goodreads obviously is, but the other stuff isn't. Just so that you know that going in. And my Goodreads, I don't really update that much anymore, but if you're interested to see what I have read before and all of that stuff, that will be there. I kind of just use it now to track what I'm reading. I don't track like the percentages and the dates of when I read it anymore, and I'm kind of forgetting about the Goodreads, like the book challenge for the year, because it was really stressing me out, and I read to enjoy and forget stress. So yeah, once again, I hope you enjoy. You can comment down below what you're currently reading, you know, your current TBR, what do you want to read in the next few weeks, and any other suggestions. I'm always open. And yeah, I keep saying and so I think that that is a hint for me to end the video. So I hope y'all have a good day.